back on the stream. Um, I have never used this platform before, and I didn't know that I had a second button here that said go live. But evidently, we are live now on several different platforms. Um, and I'm very happy to be here tonight, but I'm not very happy in general. Um, there's so much bad going on in the world today, so much bad going on in the world today. There's not a whole lot to be happy about or thankful for. I hear all these people that are so, they try to be optimistic, uh, but you just can't be optimistic when you've got two brain cells scrubbed together and you look out there in the landscape and you see what's going on with the world today. There's just no way that you can be optimistic. There's too many bad things happening to too many good people. And we've continued to let this kind of thing go on. And it's kind of like letting someone molest your child. And, you just keep letting them come over and knock on the door and come in and molest your child over and over and over again. And that's what we're doing. We're letting people molest us. And we're letting this government molest us over and over and over again. And we seem to be enjoying it. And we don't seem to be doing anything about our public school system and Common Core. We don't seem to be doing anything about our healthcare system as it's falling apart and crumbling. We don't seem to be doing anything about our infrastructure in general, our economic system. We don't seem to be fighting at the local levels of township, town, county, city, state government. We people have just backed away from politics, and it's a horrible, horrible, horrible thing. Everybody needs to get involved. What did I say a while ago before I didn't know I wasn't on yet? I said, whatever you vividly imagine, ardently desire, and enthusiastically act upon will come to pass. And if you'll go over and look at our new page, Prayer Science International, Prayer Science International, it will help to lift you up. It will help to lift your consciousness up. It's all about ascended consciousness. It's all about wisdom, esoteric wisdom, metaphysical wisdom, spiritual wisdom. And let that page lift you up. Share that page. Invite your friends to that page. And make it a habit to go over there every morning during coffee and add some comments, because I'm dang sure going to be working hard to keep that page up and keep it busy. Um, I'm so proud for this restream that Mary has put me on here. She is something else to have been able to set all of this up. She is so wonderful. I've got a private chat here. I'm going to open up. There's probably nobody in it, but got a little chat room here that's kind of interesting. Grammarly is now active. Take a quick tour. No thanks. I don't think it so. I'm going to close that chat box. I don't see anything interesting happening there. But we are going out on several platforms, thank goodness. At least that's what Mary told me. I've been very, very sick, folks, and I've gotten a 30-day block on Facebook on all pages, a 30-day block for being a smartass over there and for telling the truth about what's going on with the Biden administration, what's going on with these vaccinations, and what's going on in Afghanistan, and what's going on in Australia down under there. And I got a ban for 30 days, put in Facebook jail. It's getting to where we can't talk at all, can't communicate at all like adults. It's like we're children. We're like in fourth grade. We have to listen to the teacher, and we have to do what the teacher tells us to do. Or we'll get in trouble. And I feel like a student. I feel like a kindergarten. The way the government is treating us and the way that we're allowing the government to treat us is even worse. As I've said before, stop complying, stop complying, stop complying. Be non-compliant. Do not comply with the government's insane orders. Simply do not comply with the government's insane orders. But you do anyway. Most of you are so damn programmed and indoctrinated. Most of you are so hooked on the propaganda of the mainstream media that you don't know what to do except follow the government's tenets as to what they want you to do, where they want you to go, when they want you to go, how they want you to go. and how often they want you to go. You're very compliant. You're a good little slave. And they love good little slaves, this government does. The governments around the world love good little slaves with their citizenry. And ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have to turn yourself around to become a warrior. You're going to have to become a warrior. You're going to have to get strong. You're going to have to be strong. A lot stronger than you are now. I mean, good Lord, man. Most of you guys and girls out there are scared of your shadow. You just grew up doing what the government tells you to do, and you don't know any other way to live. You don't know any other way to do it. You don't have any critical thinking skills. Um, you don't have any independent thinking skills going for you. Critical thinking skills, creativity. It's been beat out of you. They're spraying us with these chemtrails for the last 40 or 50 years and doing God knows what else from the skies with these satellites they've been putting up for mind control, kind of like the MK Ultra and some of those other mind control programs. Um, it's just GMOs in our food and everything else we eat and drink is poison. Our water's poison, the fluoride and all these other chemicals. We found psychotropics in so many of our water systems around the country, uh, like Prozac and all these other drugs. And it's amazing. I look at this thing every day and I just think, my God, who are we? Who are we? We are not natural human beings. And the ones who got the jab, well, they're definitely not human beings anymore. They are something else in the Borg, in the machine. They are going to become a part of the 5G machine learning network. And they're going to suffer consequences beyond my comprehension and your comprehension over the next few years, maybe months. Maybe they already have. Maybe they've died from the jab. Many people have. Thousands and thousands and thousands have died from the jab. Ladies and gentlemen, we have got to do something to turn this thing around. We've got to quit pussyfooting around and we've got to take a stand. That's all there is to it. We've got to take a stand. A strong, 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 strong stand. And I don't think it's going to happen. I don't see it happening myself. I'm very pessimistic about the whole thing because I have a full view of it. And I interview enough people and I talk to enough people and I do enough research and reading and studying to realize that this is a weak country. A very, very, very weak country when it comes to the citizenry, when it comes to the commoners. Very weak, very obedient in nature. And they run a good mouth. But when it comes to actually getting down to it, they're gone. They're gone. You can't depend on them. You just can't depend on them at all. Um, but ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, Afghanistan, we should have never pulled out of Afghanistan like we did. We left billions and billions of dollars worth of warring equipment over there for the Taliban and ISIS and all of these other terrorists. And we left helicopters and jets, and we left all kinds of hand weaponry, uh, automatic, semi-automatic, all kinds of weapons, sidearms, um, all kinds of missiles, air to ground, ground to air, weaponry, high-tech weaponry, tanks. I think I said tanks. They've taken over the whole country. Taliban and ISIS and the rest of them have taken over the whole country. Joe Biden pulled out and left children, women, and children there to die. Taliban's going door to door, murdering people, killing people, burning people alive, beheading people, shooting people in the back of the head. I've seen all these videos on the dark web that have surfaced, and we just go along with it. Australia has been completely shut down into a penal colony, which is coming here very soon, coming to a neighborhood near you. And you all act like you just don't care. I mean, when I look at comments on Facebook, all I see is games, people playing stupid games, people talking about stupid things. You're just not there, man. I can look at it and I can study it enough to see that you're just not there. You're not with it. You've been sprayed like a roach. You're dead. Deadhead. We've got a whole country full of deadheads here. And it's not getting any better. It's going to get a whole lot worse. And are you prepared? Are you ready? Are you a prepper? Do you have plenty of water on hand? Do you have plenty of dry goods on hand in case of a EMP or in case of a grid down situation, in case of a tsunami or in case of an earthquake, in case of volcanic action, in case of civil disturbance or civil disobedience that turns into civil war? Do you have enough supplies, equipment, and materials to carry you over for 3 or 4 months? Most of you don't have enough to carry you over for 3 or 4 days because you haven't been saving, you haven't been thinking, you haven't been preparing, you haven't been putting these things up and getting ready for what's about to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, you've got to wake up. I'm not going to be like Max Egan and try to smooth everything over here, but you know, Max, poor Max, I had him on my show before. He tries to, in my book, he tries to kind of smooth things over. I've noticed he's gotten a little tougher in his older age, but I'm not going to smooth anything over for you. I'm telling you, we're in hell right now. This is the apocalypse. This is the tribulation period, whatever you want Christians want to call it. This is the revelation coming to pass right here. This is 1984 George Orwell. We're living in the middle of it right here. This Marxist society that we created, and it's horrible, damning, damning, damning to all of us. And the health outcomes on these jabs are going to be unbelievable. We already know that smartphones cause brain cancer. We've seen all of the studies and all of the data on that. I've seen all of that. The dirty electricity on your smart meters outside. If you have your baby and an infant, you have your infant in a room where all these smart meters are, which I've seen families do that. The baby's absorbing all of that radiation, and well, you figure out the rest. Um, we've got all kinds of things going on around us that we don't even know that are going on around us, you know, and that's very very scary when you're not informed. At least I'm informed up to a point that keeps me pretty down, pretty depressed most of the time because I'm not one of these people that run around with a silly grin on my face saying, "Oh, God's going to take care of everything," because God's not going to take care of everything. That's why we're here. That's why we are here. You understand that, Christians? That's why we're here. God's not going to take care of everything. God took care of everything when He created us. Now we're supposed to take care of everything. And we're not taking care of everything. And we need to be taking care of everything. So you should go hang your damn head in shame if you're not taking care of something. You should go hang your head in shame. I mean, at least Marion and I are out here feeding the hungry, sheltering those who are not housed. And at least we're working with families and children. At least we're working with senior citizens on hospice. And at least we're working with other senior citizens who need help. And we are doing our part, man. And you need to be doing your part, man. We've laid with the hospice patients. We've died with the hospice patients. We've been there at the funeral homes and worked. We've been there at the crematorium and worked and burned the bodies. We've been there at the morgue and done the autopsies with the medical examiner. We know what's going on. Death is coming, and it's coming fast. It's coming swift. You're not going to live forever, folks, and there's not some magic elf or some fairy dust that's going to fall out of the sky and make all this better because it's not going to happen. It's up to you. You're responsible for making it happen. Just like if you have a relationship that's going bad, that's your responsibility. It's not God's responsibility. It's your responsibility to act on the talents and the experience and the wisdom and the compassion and the passion and the things that God has given you, the things that we have been presented with, things that we have been built with to utilize to turn this ship back up on its top and let it float right. Um, all of you, what are you waiting for? I'm talking to those of you who could do something. Now, there are some of you that just don't have any resources at all. I'm talking to those of you who could actually do something positive if you wanted to. You're not. And there's millions of you out there that are not. And those of you who pray and don't understand that faith without works is dead, prayer without works is dead, well, you're just dead and you're going to stay dead. And then you're really going to die. You live and you die. And that's it. We don't know the rest of the story. We don't know the rest of the story. We hear a lot of things about it, but we don't know the rest of the story. We hear about reincarnation. We hear about going to heaven. We hear about St. Peter and all that stuff. And we don't know. We just simply don't know. What we do know is what we can see with our eyes, hear with our ears, taste with our tongue, and feel with our senses, our kinesthetics out here. And, you know, this is what we know to be true, is what we can see, both me and you. And then we can make a determination as to how to handle the situation. And that's what needs to be happening right now with government. Government is nothing special. Government is a fiction. Government is a complete fiction. And even more so now than ever was or would be. A total fiction. Multinational corporations run the world, ladies and gentlemen. They run the world. The United States, Eastern Europe, Australia, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Southeast Asia, Germany, Russia, USSR, whatever you want to call it. They run the world, ladies and gentlemen. People a lot bigger, a lot better, a lot smarter, a lot more well connected, a lot more resourceful than you are, and I am. And it's going to take one hell of a defiant group to overcome this corrupt government. It's going to take one hell of an uprising. I'm going to tell you right now. It's going to take one hell of an uprising to overcome what we have allowed to happen here in this country to us today. And if you don't care about yourself, if you don't give a damn about yourself, then at least think of those children and grandchildren. At least think of those children and grandchildren. Marion and I do every time we go out on one of our runs, our critical missions. We think of those children and grandchildren. We are trying to make a space, make a place, make it better for them. And we can't do it by ourselves. There's only two of us. We need money donated. On the page over there, we've got PayPal. We're going to put it on the front and we're going to pin it to the top of the page. We need $75,000 to keep this operation running. And most of you go, well, you're just ignorant. You're ignorant. You're ignorant. I don't want to talk to you. Don't want to be around you. Don't want you to be on my channel. Don't want you to be near me. Don't want you to be on my page. I don't want you to be anywhere. You ignorant, stupid, clueless morons. I don't want you to be around me. Those of you who understand what it takes to run organizations, to run missions, and to run these critical missions, then yes, you can very well stay here and be welcome into this group. We need $75,000 not only to help other people, but to help get that website up and running that's going to touch the lives of hundreds of thousands of people overnight around the globe. And you will have a app on your phone that will allow you to be like Batman or Batwoman and be able to press that app and have a prayer request go out immediately wherever you are, wherever you're positioned in the world. I'll be talking more about that on the next restream tomorrow night at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time, as it is here now, 9/14/2021. Time is passing. Fall is coming. It's been hot here. Weather has been really hot, kind of crazy. Lots of chemtrails out today. Lots of chemtrails out yesterday covering the skies. Marion's having bronchitis from these chemtrails, about to kill her. She's coughing herself to death. Ladies and gentlemen, I worry about you. I love all of you. I worry about your health. I worry about your mental health, physical health, philosophical health, spiritual health. I worry about all of you kids coming up in this insane society with insane parents and even dumber grandparents in most cases. Things have happened so fast. Things are changing so fast. Grandparent wisdom doesn't really hold true anymore or hold up anymore. I'm ashamed to say. Parent wisdom doesn't hold up anymore because there is no parent wisdom. Very little parent wisdom out there, I'm ashamed to say. Some of these kids are smarter than their own parents at 16, 17 years old. I'm ashamed to say. I'm afraid to say, oh my gosh, it's true though. But you know, the sex business is so big for these kids, ladies and gentlemen. Think about it. They're conning off our kids 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 years old into the sex business. Many of these kids are being forced to have sex 40 to 50 times a week. When they get through with them, they just knock them in the head and burn them in a crematorium or throw them off in a bar ditch somewhere like they do in Southeast Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, this is happening millions of times a day, millions of times a night. What are you doing? Laying at your bed there reading a comic book? What are you doing? Playing some stupid game on Facebook? What are you doing? Visiting with a friend, talking about your next vacation spot? Ladies and gentlemen, we're in hell. We're in hell. Don't you understand that this is pre-hell? This could be considered pre-hell. We are living out the 10 planks of the Communist Manifesto right here in front of your very eyes. And we need to do something about it. We need to do something about it. And the best that I could do right now was to do what Marion and I are doing on our missions and to put up that page, Prayer Science International. Prayer Science International. Go over there and invite your friends, take some time, share the page, invite your friends, and read what's going on down there. There's a lot of wonderful stuff on that page. You could spend a couple of hours on that page and never get bored and just keep going and going and going. And I believe you could add your own wonderful post to that page as long as they match the theme of the page. Go ahead. Take a drink of my Dr. Pepper here. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in such trouble. We are in such trouble. We have gotten ourselves into such trouble. And and you know, I know that many of you just don't want to hear it. Many of you just don't want to hear it at all. You'd rather me talk about something else. And well, there's nothing else to talk about. We are living in hell. Pre-hell, if you want to call it pre-hell. We're living in pre-hell. And we're allowing it to happen. It's just like calling someone into the door and saying, rape my wife, go ahead and rape her again and again and again and again. That's how you are. That's how people that just sit back on their ass and do nothing. That's how you are. That's what you're like. Or come in and molest my kids. Go ahead and come here and sleep, spend the night, molest my kids. And I'll see you again tomorrow night. We'll watch some TV and have some popcorn. That's what you're like. You're good for nothing, no good for nothing, morons. Clueless, lazy, no good for nothing, morons. Do not comply. Do not comply. Do not comply. Take your money out of the central banks. Go for a credit union. Buy some silver, gold. Buy a little gold. Buy a lot of silver. Buy a lot of silver. Buy a lot of silver. But anyway, look, I'm going to go tonight. I'll be back tomorrow night at 7, and we'll touch a little bit more on some other very important issues. But you need to be thinking about Afghanistan. We're the laughing stock of the world right now. We are the laughing stock of the world right now. We've got one of the most inept, stupid, ignorant, moronic presidents in the history of time. And McKella Harris, or whatever the hell her name is, she's hiding in the basement somewhere. She's as dumb as a box of rocks. And then we have the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, another ignorant, stupid witch. We cannot trust any of these people in Congress or the House or the judiciary or the administrative. We cannot trust any of these people. They've all been bought and sold by large multinational corporations and lobbyists from around the world. You can't trust any of them to do anything. The supply chain is breaking down. We'll talk about that next time. The supply chain is breaking down. You know, don't get married, folks. People are asking me, should I get married? We're supposed to get married. Don't get married. Have a best friend. Marion and I have been together 24 wonderful years as best friends. You can do the same thing. You don't have to go to the courthouse to get married. If you want to go down to the church and stand there and say a few vows, do that. They don't go to the state to get married. The divorce rate in this country is soaring. Unbelievable. It's out of orbit. It's out of orbit. The divorce rate, the domestic violence situation in this country, family courts are running over the people, having their children taken away from them and bounced from one family to the next. People, wake up. Wake the hell up. I could just slap a bunch of you as hard as I possibly could till the blood just runs. You're just asleep. You're asleep. You're dead, 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 asleep, and you need to have the shit knocked out of you. And if I was in the White House right now, I would be carpet bombing the hell out of Afghanistan. I would send in special forces to pick out all of those good ones and take them away, and I would carpet bomb the hell out of every living thing over there. There would not be a Chi-Chi bird alive when I got through with that country. I would bomb them into the next century. And that's what Joe Biden needs to do. But instead, he's negotiating with these people because they're businessmen. He's negotiating with these people. He's having talks with them. Oh, what an ignorant, stupid son of a bitch. What an ignorant, stupid son of a bitch. But anyway, y'all got it tonight. And I hope they don't take this video down because it needs to go, 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 go. You need to go, 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 go. You need to get off your butt, all of you, and you need to get with the program. Get with the program now. I'm going to go. I'm going to end this stream, and I will see you guys tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Be here, and we'll talk some more. Remember, whatever you vividly imagine, ardently desire, and enthusiastically act upon will come to pass. And we'll talk about that and some more about esoteric wisdom and ascended consciousness and the collective consciousness tomorrow night. Y'all take care. May God bless America and the world. Bye-bye.